Coco, the pen collector. It's been very hectic last few months with travel and a few other things that have come up. But I'm finally back, and I'm going to start off with doing a series of videos on some of the brands we currently own. So the first brand I'm going to talk about is Montblanc. We have a lot of different Montblancs in the 149, the Great Writers series, the Great Character series, and the Star Walkers, and in detail I'll go over some of those lines in a few episodes. I want to break it up so my episodes are not too long, and I just want to have some fun with it. So since I thought it was the 100th anniversary of the 149 Meisterstück, that I would do my first episode on Montblancs with the 149. So I got my bag ready to go, and also here's a little teaser of the box. This is the box that it came with, and I will gladly talk about that pen and feature that one, but I also show you the other 149s we have. And you're gonna be like, why so many? I'll tell you when I reverse the camera and we go to the pens. But I also thought right now I do a little PSA, public service announcement. I do belong to a few fountain pen clubs, and I'm pretty active on Instagram and Facebook. And the one thing in one of our Zoom meetings with one of our pen clubs, this one gentleman was complaining he did have a pen, and he was like not happy with the writing experience and just was poo-pooing the brand. And I said, well, did you have the nib looked at? Did you contact your retailer and say the pen's not writing right? He said, no, I just didn't bother doing that. I have to tell you, if you have an issue with a pen, contact the retailer, because they will help you out the best way that they can. You know, you can send it back in, they'll look at it. The other thing you can do is, if it's not the correct writing experience for you, take it to a nib meister. Or if you know a nib meister, you can ship it to them and they can look at it. I like taking my pens to when I go to a pen show, and for instance, I use Kurt Spear a lot. He's my nib meister. We call him the maestro, you know. And some of our pens are expensive. I do have other pens not as expensive as, say, the Montblancs, and I still won't want to tune them myself. I do have a lapping sheet, and I can smooth it, but I'm just learning. We've only been collecting for a year and a half, and I really do not want to screw up a nib. Now, some of the pens that come in, I will ink them and start writing with them, and if they're too much feedback from me or a little scratchy, I'll save it for the next time I go to a pen show, and I will have it tuned. The beauty about having a nib meister when you go to a pen show is they will look at how you hold the pen, how you write with the pen, because everybody's grip, everybody's hold, the way you write with the pen is totally different. They're not all the same. So that is one advice that I have learned, that if I'm not liking my writing experience, then I will have the nib looked at and tuned, and falling in love with that pen even more so, because it's giving me the writing experience that I totally enjoy. So enough about that right now. Let's just go ahead and I will show you my tray of 149s. So let me reverse the camera and we will discuss the 149. So here we have a lovely tray of Montblanc 149s. And you're gonna be like, Claire, Coco, why do you have so many 149s? We have them in different nib widths. We go from fine to triple oblique broad. Another reason is that eventually some of these will be sent out to have a ruche and radon and maquillé work done on them, because Montblanc, they're a great writing pen, and they also have a great surface to have some wonderful, unique work done to them as well. So that's the reason why we have so many. And I will, in another video, in another episode of what Montblanc is Claire going to show today, I think that's what I'll call it, or episodes of the Montblanc, I will show you a couple that we do have in that have been altered. And yes, so we, thoroughly enjoy collecting. We've been collecting for 1.5 years, and you're like, you have so many in 1.5 years. I believe we're making up for lost time. So anyway, and I will say that the first Montblanc in this box that we purchased, $149, was this one right here. It's a broad nib, it's got platinum trim, and we bought it from Joost Appelboom. That was our first Montblanc. Now I should back up, and I will tell in other episodes, and you'll hear my husband's tale of woe from 30 years ago with a Montblanc. So you'll have to stay tuned. I'll give you a little teaser, and that's all I'm going to say about it. It will be in another episode. Anyway, this is the first platinum trim, $149 in broad, and I love this one. I actually used this one as well. And this is a broad nib. Now, the sticker's still on here. If it falls out, I will probably make a sticker for it, because Montblanc in their infinite wisdom does not put, they could put a little B here on the nib, but they don't. I am, believe it or not, getting really good at looking at the nibs now and kind of can tell what's a fine or a broad, or the obliques is easy because it's at an angle. But it is a really pretty 14 karat gold nib. And this one is inked with a Conklin Deep Blue. Very pretty color. So this is the very first one. And we have a fine nib. I'll show you the fine nib. And this is a fine 18 karat gold nib. And you could tell, it's smaller in the yellow gold. And I will show you, this one's a medium. We have the Oblique Double Broad and an Oblique Triple Broad, and it'll probably be easier for me to show you the nib on this. And this is in a rose gold trim. So this one here, put the cap there, you will see that the nib itself is cut at an angle. I don't know if you can see that. And yes, you can see the ink. This one is inked with Montblanc Irish Green. It's a favorite of my husband's. He loves the Irish Green. And if you can see on the back, let me see if I do it this way. There you go. You can actually see how the nib is cut at an angle. So it gives a very different writing experience. This one is the 90th anniversary of Montblanc. And I got this previously loved and from Kurt Spear at Pen Realm. He got it in for trade, and he knew that I like Montblancs, and he said, hey, I got this 90th anniversary one, Montblanc, do you want it? And I'm like, yes, I'll take it. And this is a medium nib. And I'm getting really good at telling nib sizes because I've been looking at them and learning a lot more on these pens. And it's a beautiful design on there for the 90th. But the one that I will talk about a little bit more is the 100th anniversary one. I did a little short on this 100th anniversary. And in the short, I said, I asked people what they would ink it with, and I got a lot of good ink choices. But I'll tell you in the writing sample what I inked it with. But let me go over the pen a little bit more. I'm going to move the tray out of the way so we can see this a little bit better. So on the cap, you'll see that it has the 4810, which is the mountain peak of the Montblanc mountain. and Montblanc Meisterstück is on here. It's beautiful. And the cap looks like little snow peaks, I think swirls of snow in the resin of the cap. I mean, it's really pretty. It's not your typical black Montblanc. And yes, I kept the sticker on there, as you can see. But it is beautiful. And the ends, you know, where the other one's in the tray, as you can see here, all the ends are in black. And this is two-toned. So it's very, very pretty. And it does say on here, on the cap ring, it has Montblanc Meisterstück, 1924 to 2024. And it goes all the way around. Very cool. And then, here we go. The nib, it's really pretty. You know, the 100th anniversary, 18 karat gold nib. And I love the etching and everything that they've done on it. So it's really nice. So let's do a writing sample. So I'm going to be using Clairefontaine 90 GSM paper. And yes, this is the box that it came in. So I have that here. I was very surprised that they didn't do a more elaborate packaging for their 100th anniversary pen. But it's still really pretty. And the ink that I chose is a Lamy ink, the Lamy Amazonite. And you're going to be like, why didn't you use a Montblanc ink? Well, I was hoping to use one of the new Origin inks, but they haven't, mine are still on back order. They haven't come out yet. Or they're starting to come out, and mine have not shipped yet. Hopefully very soon. So here we go. We have the Montblanc. $149 from the collection. /100th anniversary. I have to tell you, I love the way it's writing. I did have it tuned. It was a little not to my liking, and I was, like I said, this year I've gone to 3 pen shows so far. I was at, first one was Philly, then we went to Baltimore, and I just got back from Chicago. So it was really fun being at the pen shows, and I take pens with me all the time that I want to have fine-tuned. Because I'll take, I'm learning on an inexpensive pen to maybe doing a little on a lapping sheet, but I would be much more comfortable being able to sit with the nib meister and have my pens worked on. That way I'm learning too about the pen and I get it the way I want. But this writing experience is wonderful. And I also want to say thank you for watching. Please leave a comment in the comments below, especially if you'd like to see other pens or the other ones that I do have inked. I will gladly do a little short on it and show you. If you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer them. I will be coming out with more episodes on different Montblancs in our collection. And again, thank you for watching. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe. And if you like this, please give me a thumbs up. Thank you for watching, and ciao for now.